It's often hard to love something that you haven't seen, and it's hard to sort of fight for something that you don't love. This should be a World Heritage Site, it should be a national park. Some trees up to 800 years old, blows your mind and your sense of time. Trying to share photos of the Tarkine to show people, to try and get those conversations going, because I think they're so important. We're part of nature, so saying that you should be looking after it, to me, is common sense if you want a future. Yeah. My interest in the Takayna started doing a uni subject. I was studying ecological agriculture. Not that many people I talked to had actually heard of it, or certainly it didn't meet anyone who'd been there. Yeah, it's been right up the top of my list of places to visit for a while now. This is the last little break before the World Cup. Back into camp, and then it's total focus, and all the time we'll be in camp with the team before we head over to Japan. So when the opportunity came up, I jumped at it.
To have someone like David that plays rugby, and personally I don't really think that those guys really think too much about the environment, but they do, and it's really important to have someone like him that takes the time out to come and have a look at the wildlife.
Sport can be such a great way to bring people together. It's obviously given me some sort of platform, and tried to use that to talk about things that I think are important. Yeah, I'm very happy to be called a tree hugger these days. Trying to get this mushroom and also the rest of the tree in.
I've lived here about 30 years. It is under threat from mining and logging, so it would be really nice to be able to get it made a national park or put it on the World Heritage listing.
To be able to walk with someone who knows it so well and has been here, like has a real connection to the land. And I guess that's 30 years. When you think of Aboriginal people, like tens of thousands of years, and what we've, modern Australia has done to it in a couple of hundred. It's tragic.
It's got about 64 threatened or endangered species live amongst the forests. Beautiful wedge-tailed eagles. It's really important that we do protect these special areas that we've got, especially the areas where the wedge-tails have their habitat.
If we're not actually preserving habitat for wildlife, placing importance on it, we're dooming a whole heap of species. So if you look at the wedge-tailed eagle here in Tassie, if we can preserve habitat for them to have a viable population, that's obviously providing habitat for all these other birds and animals and everything else that inhabits this part of the world. So we're looking for a wedge-tailed eagle this morning. Tasmanian subspecies is the biggest one in Australia, so it'd be pretty cool to see. We're talking wingspan close to 2.5 metres, and that's, I don't know, a lot more than that. They nest sort of right up the top of the biggest trees. So we've got the call here, so we know what we're listening for. To try and capture it, we've got the 1D with a telephoto. Close-ups, we've got the R with a wider angle. And then got macro 100 on here, but there's certainly no birds in here, so let's get out there.
It's the luck of the draw if you do get to see the eagles. They are wild, I can't just whistle them in. So all's well that the eagles will show up.
Such an amazing place. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Definitely coming over. I'm trying to find this wedge-tailed eagle for the whole day, and then we sat down to do an interview, and here it is. Wedge-tailed eagle just cruising on the winds. It was here, and then it's just it's going over. Let's go. Let's go. Just saw it from a good 500 metres away. It looked like it was coming down onto something to feed, so we're gonna see if we can get a bit closer to what it's feeding onto. Twitcher is someone who's like a mad bird watcher, like obsessive bird watcher. I'm definitely not a twitcher. That's a self-aggressive. Growing up on a farm in Zimbabwe, I loved wildlife, birds and animals, and spent a heap of time outside. I was fascinated by birds as a kid. Every now and then, Mum would let me use the camera and give me a limit, like you can take 4 or 5 photos, and that was it. So I'd sneak off and spend hours trying to get a photo of like a Swainson spurfowl or something. But I guess when your lens was tiny, the challenge was to try and get close enough. So it was always so much fun. Look, they're so quick. I've actually got some like camouflage netting at home, so I should have brought it. Always felt that being able to take a photo, you could then show someone like, oh, I got really close to this particular bird, or this bird is special to me. Probably early on in my rugby, I was so focused on the rugby that didn't allow myself a lot of time outside of that. Over the years, just realised how big a part of me it was, and how much I enjoyed it, and give it more time. I think you're a better person, and you're a better rugby player in some ways because you've got that balance.
I think there's only about 200 breeding pair left in Tasmania. Every day you're losing eagles. It is really, really important that we do protect their habitat and try and protect the eagles.
It's a small family-run raptor care kind of operation. Birds of prey damaged either through cars, electrical infrastructure. You got him? Yep. Beautiful.
So how old do you reckon he is?
This one's an adult, so he'd be about probably 4 or 5 years old. So certainly breeding age.
They're amazing. Up close, wow.
There's like a lot of lack of tension in the left wrist here, so where the curve is, we're kind of hoping that there's not too much damage through the carpus and it comes good, but yeah.
Poor thing.
He's only a male, he's 2.8 kilos. Females get up to about, 4, 4.5, so.
Their ability to keep their head still is just...
Yeah.
Put them back in. You sure?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, a lot smaller, a lot wider.
She's got a broken ulnar in the wing. Can't really strap it. Car collision. Yeah, she was in the middle of the road.
On roadkill?
Yep. And it's really tough for them this time of the year with the weather. Like hunting's bloody tricky. We're like a civilian organisation. There's no government support. We don't get any money for zipping around, chasing things around the countryside. You knock off work and drive somewhere and you go and pick up a dead eagle. I just work at a school in Burnie, mate, so yeah. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Too easy, man. Pleasure.
They're amazing birds. You just don't get bored of seeing them in the way they soar over. There's no flapping, they're just kind of using the wind. The thing that really hits me when I come to places like the Tarkine is just how incredibly lucky we are to have these sorts of areas and have nature how it is, and also what responsibility we have to future generations to be good stewards of what we do have, and how the decisions we make now affect everything, really, When our national sporting teams run out in the green and gold, people support them because they love Australia. And like, this is Australia. Like, there's nothing more Australian than the Tarkine and these incredible places on the continent. Yeah, I really hope that we will preserve them for future generations to be able to enjoy, and for all the non-human life that depends on them. And through what I do, and hopefully with a couple of photos that tell a story, I can show people how amazing places like this are and raise a bit of awareness about them. And we can all be part of ensuring that they're here for a long time.